One love. God bless. Fire Nelson here, and I'm here to talk to you about why it's important for us to remain clean. So cleanliness is next to godliness. We've all heard this saying, but it goes much deeper than that. It's about being clean physically, spiritually, and mentally. It's about what you put into your body. It's about what you put into your mind. It's about what you speak, what you think, what you say. It's about the way you act. All these things, they're all about being clean. We want to be clean inside and out so that we are more acceptable to wisdom from the Most High, to guidance from the divine source. See, if we aren't clean and we're muddied up and we have so much, hecticness and buildup within us, mentally, physically, and spiritually, if we have all this buildup that's been building up, this mud, then how do we expect to be able to receive the messages that we're supposed to receive? How do we expect to have the energy and the focus to be able to handle situations in the way that we're supposed to be handling them? See, we have to clean ourselves. We have to clean ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. It all matters. When they were talking about cleanliness is next to godliness, they weren't just talking about cleaning up your home, cleaning up your desks, your side tables. This is good. This goes hand in hand with cleanliness. But cleanliness is about the mental and the spiritual as well, not just the physical plane. But yeah, let's start with the physical plane. So cleanliness in the physical form is, of course, keeping where your environment is clean. Lots of people don't really think about this as something that is going to help them in the long run, but keeping your actual environment clean as much as you can. I know there's some things that just, clutter up, but taking time to declutter, throw some things that you don't need away or donate them, do some real deep cleaning, get those windows that you haven't gotten in weeks, change the sheets, change the pillowcases, do a little swift drain if you need to, whatever it is. But take time at least once a week, 2 weeks to do some deep cleaning and get in the habit of doing at least a little cleaning every single day, whether it's doing the laundry, dishes, sweeping, vacuuming. You should be doing these things every day because they might seem not important at first to your spiritual growth, but they actually are. Because if your environment is hectic and dirty, problems are going to start building up, and it's going to make you feel like you're not aligned, like you have so much to do, when really if you just do a little bit each day, it doesn't build up and it leaves more room and free time to think about other things and indulge in other things. So you want to keep a clean environment. You want to try to get in the habit of daily doing a little bit of chores, or a medium amount of chores. And the reason I don't say do a lot of chores is because you want to make time for other things, So you don't want to be spending your whole free time doing chores and being obsessive and OCD. We want to make sure that we evenly split up our time and divide our time up so that we are using it effectively and that we are using it in a way that's actually benefiting us, instead of us just being in a cycle of cleaning and stuff like this and doing mundane tasks of just surviving, going to the grocery store, cleaning, and then, doing the laundry and cooking, and then you just go to bed. We don't want it to be a continued cycle of this every single day, So we want to clean a medium amount a day so it doesn't build up and we have to spend our whole day cleaning. We want to keep a clean environment because this is going to not only help us mentally, because we're going to have less burden on our mind thinking there's a lot to clean up, but it's going to help us actually physically and spiritually as well, because it's going to keep our sinuses clear, because all this dust build up and this bacteria that build up, it isn't good for the healing process. We don't want to have anything that's clogging our system. Make sure the air vents are clear. You want to be getting fresh air. This is a time when you are really trying to make sure you are living a clean life. And when it comes to clean life, you want to have a clean air. You want to have some clean water. So try to pay more attention of what you're drinking. Pay more attention about what you're eating. Try to adopt an alkaline diet. There's lots of research on YouTube about good foods to eat and what foods to stay away from to help you. You know, we want to stay away from the dairies. We want to stay definitely away from the chickens. We want to stay away from the beef. We want to stay definitely away from the pork, from the bread, from the soy, from the, white rice, things like this. Try to get wild rice, some quinoa, some greens, some, onions, garlic, red peppers. Incorporate this into your diet. I know it's going to be a process, but slowly get rid of everything in your refrigerator because you don't want to waste. You don't want to throw all the stuff you bought away. So slowly start getting rid of all the stuff. Start eating all the stuff that you know is not good for you in your refrigerator and just get it all out. And so you can start with a clean slate and then start filling your fridge up with more healing foods, more foods that are going to make you clean inside and out. And I'm telling you, this is going to help you on your spiritual journey. This is going to make you clean in a different way, be able to hear and be able to see in a different way. Before we couldn't see. We had eyes but we could not see. We had ears but we could not hear. But through the grace of Jah, through the grace of the Most High, the divine source, God, Yahweh, through the grace of the Most High, we are able to now hear with our ears. And those who have eyes, let them see, because we are truly blessed. This is why we're coming into this information. This is why you're watching these videos now. It's because we are truly blessed and we're waking up. We're starting to actually hear, actually see. We're starting to realize that there's more to life than just pleasing the physical immediately, because you still get pleasant physical, enjoyment from living a holy life. Don't get it twisted that this is a life of just discipline, and discipline does not bring joy. Discipline brings plenty of joy. Plenty. But it's not always instant gratification, which is what we're so addicted to. This is what we need to get out of the mindset of always needing instant gratification, because it's really hindering us more than we think. It's holding us back in many different ways, and it's making us addicted easily to so much. So that instant gratification, you need to throw out the window. And you need to clean out your fridge and put some clean foods in your body. So physical, that's one. If you want to be clean in the eyes of the Most High, in the eyes of the universal laws of nature and humans, for many centuries, you need to clean yourself physically, your physical environment, your physical body. I would suggest doing a fast for 2 weeks to 30 days, where you just are eating only fruits and vegetables, and you only eat them throughout the nighttime or throughout the morning time. From morning till 6, or from 6 till nighttime. Till 6 till you go to bed. Whatever you want to do, whatever works for your schedule that you can cook and chop up. And you're not going to be cooking because you're eating vegetables and fruit, but whatever works best for you, where you can just not eat for the time you wake up till 6, or not eat from 6 to the time you go to bed, So I suggest doing that and only staying hydrated on water, no soda, nothing like this. And if you want to be really, really, not even extreme, but really disciplined with your fast, I would suggest even doing a fast where you only do juices for most of the week. So for 1 week, you do just juices, just smoothies. And then the next week you incorporate fruits. Then the next week you incorporate vegetables. And then so you're on a juice, fruit, and vegetable diet until on the third week. By the third week you're on a fruit and vegetable diet. And then, the fourth week you're just living that lifestyle now, because all it takes is really 30 days to build a habit. It's not as hard as you think to really live a vegan or vegetarian lifestyle, especially if you have synchronicity in your home, or if you have complete control over your home and you don't have, spouses or roommates and this and that. So I suggest that for the first start off of cleaning yourself physically. So clean yourself mentally. You're gonna want to truly get down and dirty with this one. This is gonna take some effort to clean yourself mentally, because there's so much mental blockages that have been built up. So this is what we're cleaning. We're cleaning out the limitations that we put on ourselves. We're cleaning out the self-hate that we put on ourselves. We're cleaning out the anxiety, the depression, the anger. We're cleaning all that stuff out. This is what we're cleaning out mentally. And to clean that out, it's going to take you facing it. It's going to take you sitting with yourself, having meditations, put on some sweet, relaxing music like this and meditate and think about, why did this situation make me angry? And how can I change this habit and forgive myself? That's the biggest thing with cleaning your mental, is you're going to have to forgive yourself and forgive others for a lot, until this just becomes a habit and you don't even think twice. And the only person you're going to be forgiven after that is just others, because you're going to be walking in the holy way. You're going to be walking in the divine, beautiful light, where you don't even need to forgive yourself, because you're being aware. When you're clean, you can be more aware, you can be more present, you can be more, alert when you're not walking in the divine path. So you got to clean yourself mentally and forgive yourself for the past things that you did. And once you start cleaning this out, forgiving yourself for past things you did, meditating on why it happened and how you can change it differently now in the new you, the new beautiful self of you, because you died and reincarnated in this beautiful self, this beautiful awareness, this beautiful realization of that you are a divine light connected to a beautiful source of the Most High. Now that you have this awareness, you can choose a different path. You can decide to, if those actions or those situations come up again, you're not going to act in the same way that you're going to need forgiveness, because you're going to act in a righteous way. It doesn't matter if someone slaps you, you're gonna give the other cheek to them. So forgive yourself mentally, and this will clean out the blockages that you put on yourself, because other people can't put anything on us unless we let them. So a lot of these blockages even come from childhood memories and traumas, where people said we weren't good enough, or people made fun of us for this and that. And we just because we were made fun of, or people said we weren't good enough, we made this self-doubts to the point that we don't even realize that it was just because we got made fun of in this grade way back in the day, that we think that we are not deserving of a beautiful life. It just is a snowball effect sometimes, unfortunately, for people's lives. And once you realize this, though, that you have snowballed yourself, you can then change. It's just like when people are going through AA and stuff like this, it's like once you say, like, once you realize and have awareness of it, now that's the first step. That's a beautiful step. Now you can change. You know what I'm saying? Or that's like, I think it's like even like the third step or something. I don't know. I've never been to it, but I think the first step might be anger. You get angry at it. But yeah. So the awareness is a big step. It's really when you are starting to change and starting to, take accountability for not just your situation in it, as in like, oh, it's my fault, but just you falling into it, because you'll start to realize on your spiritual journey, there'll be lots of agitators. There'll be lots of people with negativity trying to push it to you, and they want you to bring something back. But you realize how different the situation goes when you don't do that, when you just stay positive, when you stay pleasant, when you stay polite. They might keep even still being negative and angry towards you, but it doesn't affect you how it used to, and it doesn't create a bigger problem that now you're involved in. It's just a situation that you're witnessing. And that's what we have to become. We have to become the observers of our life, and also the co-creators. But we have to realize lots of what's going on is just us observing what is going on. It's not really happening to us, our spirit, our soul, unless we give it attention, unless we give it our energy. So we have to keep our separate. And this is how we're gonna keep ourselves clean spiritually. When we separate ourselves from our physical, and I don't mean like in some crazy out of body way that, I mean, if you're going through something, just your body is going through something. And anything in your head that's telling you all these negative things, it's just limitations and mental blockages that you still need to clean out. Because if you're not looking for solutions and you're just looking at problems, then there's mental stuff you need to do some cleaning of. But you need to separate yourself and connect yourself with the true source. Separate yourself from the flesh and connect yourself with the true spirit, the true source that you are, which is always pushing to a greater good, always being blessed, always being taken care of, This is what we are. Who in the world, well, I guess, there's lots of people who do this, but who has billions of children? Let's put it like that. Because anybody who has more than 3 to 5 kids, or 3 kids plus, love their kids most likely unconditionally. There's very few actual kids that are birthed by a loving mother who has given them the whole world, the best schools, the best this and that, and all of a sudden, leaves them out on the curb and, says, hey, you need to get adopted. Like, I gave you the best schools, the best life, this and that, and I gave you all the fruits of the world. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful rivers and all the water you could ever want. Oh yeah, but I'm gonna take it away, when you just, get a little older. That's not what happens. When you get to a certain age of adulthood, then yes, you will stop being nurtured as much. But all loving parents who have set up a beautiful foundation for their children, as the Most High has for us, this is a beautiful foundation. He didn't leave us in just a desert and just call it a day. Yes, lots of people live in a desert, but it's not an actual desert. Like, it's not a deserted land. It's not a place where there's just barren, nothing at all, no civilization, no water, no trees, nothing. The whole world is just bare. No. If people that live in a desert, they can migrate to some other place. This is the beauty of the Most High. He gave us everything that we needed. Even if we were born in a desert, we can still strive and go to a better place. And we can see it. It's not like we're just hoping and wishing. No, we can see it and we know it's there. We have data and facts and all these things. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful green pasture over there once we just go over there. But nobody who makes this type of world, who makes this type of universe, is going to make you and just leave you and hang you out to dry. whatever you're going through, whether it is you going through adoption, whether it is you going through some mass trauma right now, whether it is you going through homelessness or extreme depression, extreme anxiety, whether it is you going through anything in your life, it's trying to push you into a deeper connection with the Most High Divine. It's not here to make you suffer. It wants you to figure out your problem. It wants you to be successful. It wants you to be wealthy. And by it, I mean the divine. So the Most High wants all these things for you. The Most High wants all the abundance for you. But you have to realize this. And once you start to realize this and stop letting the ego, which is telling you lies about all these limitations and lack and fear and all this suffering that you're going through. This is what the ego is telling you, that you're just going through it. But once you get rid of all this back talk and really connect with the divine and keep telling yourself about the blessings that you have and that are here now for you, then you start to clean yourself spiritually, and you can truly start to walk in a way of just serenity, of pure peace, because you have faith now. You have faith that not only that what you are dreaming will come into fruition, but if you're doing all these other things, then you're building discipline, and discipline builds action, and action turns into results. This is when you see miracles. This is when you see stuff actually start to manifest into reality. When you start to use these things, when you clean yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually, and you start to focus. Because if you're not able to do that, first and foremost, if you're not able to even, have comfortability to even clean your house, eat clean, if you don't even have time to meditate, then there's a lot of stuff that you already need to focus on right then and there. And it's not a lot. I don't want you to feel discouraged by me saying it's a lot, because it's all part of the mind. But you need to focus on that. If you can't control your life to the point where you can't control what you eat, you don't even have a place to keep fruit cool and good, and you don't have a place to call your home, whether it's a tent, whether it's a hut, whether it's whatever you call it. If you don't have safety to meditate for 30 minutes or 10 minutes, then I want you to start there, of course. Figure out those problems and use your spirit and jumpstart straight to cleaning out that spirit and separating your ego that you can't do this or this and that, and start connecting yourself right away to that divine spirit. You need to start praying. You need to start meditating more than anybody, any chance you can at least. Because if you're not able to do those first two things, clean yourself mentally and physically, then it's going to be much harder to clean yourself spiritually, so that you really have that connection with the divine. So if you don't have that time, which I feel like all of us really do have that time if we make the effort for it, but if you don't, then I highly recommend that you at least start making the changes, the actions, and trying to connect yourself spiritually with the divine so that you can get some of those answers. Because even though you can't clean your physical right now, even though that your mental sometimes is suffering, praying and doing meditation when you can, even if it's for 5 minutes, and you asking the divine, what should I do? Where should I go next? What do you want from me? Why am I suffering? Ask the divine these type of questions, or ask the divine what blessings are to come. What path should I take? How many positive things am I going to see today? Why did you make me so wonderful? Ask the divine in these 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, however longer that you can keep going. Ask the divine in these meditations, divine questions. Don't ask the divine simple questions like, how am I gonna get this money? Like, where am I gonna sleep tonight? No. Ask the Most High some divine questions that's gonna help you figure out what you want to, what is gonna actually guide you so that you'll know what you need to do. Because we want to be able to clean ourselves physically, mentally, and spiritually. But it's very important to start with that physical first. And like I said, if you can't do those two, then you need to go right to the spirit and ask for guidance, and then go back to those right when you can. Because as long as we're keeping all these blockages, especially physically, especially with what we eat, what we consume mentally, on the internet, we think it's just us watching stuff and it's this and that, and we can just watch drama on TV. But we need to pay attention to these things so that we can be clean physically, mentally, and spiritually. Forgive yourself mentally. Clean yourself physically, your environment, your body. Fast, eat healing alkaline foods, and clean yourself spiritually by separating yourself from your ego and connecting with the divine source and living a holy and peaceful and serene life. This is how you're going to be clean. This is cleanliness next to godliness. And this is how you're going to stay blessed. So one love. Thanks for watching. I know it was a long one this time, but I appreciate it. I really appreciate everybody that's been subscribing. So if you haven't, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and peace and blessings. Ja.